waiting for Kamala Harris to produce change for you and your family, then you are automatically going to lose. I just want to say that, right? Both people will create two different economies, and both of those economies you can take advantage of. But Kamala Harris is not going to be the savior for Black people. Black people mentality, right, and collective reliance and responsibility becomes their own savior. And that is a historic fact for all people throughout the history of the world. There's never been a government entity, right, or persons, because that's not their actual job. Her job is, and Donald Trump's job will be to provide opportunities for the people to take advantage of in the story. But if you don't have the mindset to take advantage of, or to even organize, or even know the points of opportunity that should be produced, you're going to lose. And here's another thing that a lot of Black people get wrong during this time on both sides is that we will outwardly, we'll fight so hard. Look at this thing. And this for my Trumpers, because I want y'all to really think. The way that you can stand up and you can wear the brand of Donald Trump, you can defend Donald Trump. You can say he represents our masculinity. He represents the future. He represents the opposite of this, that, and the third. If y'all did that for other Black men, if y'all did that for other Black men, I promise you, we will win overnight. Overnight. I don't think you understand how much power you have and influence you have. They don't respect you because you don't do that for your own. And to my Democratic brothers, the way you can get on your podcast, the way you can talk about policy, the way that you can put your money into it, the way you can go outside to show your support for the Democratic Party. If you did that for young Black men and leadership within our own community, we would win overnight. That's my real message, because that's how we save ourselves, and that's how we get respect from every other community. If our celebrities were willing to really get behind us, but here's a true fact on both sides. There's so many people, there's so much money being thrown around. There's so many people getting paid, and I understand that. And we're not talking about the monetary incentivization for people to so-called be politically radical during this time and activists. You're getting paid. I understand that. And unfortunately, we don't know how to sacrifice money for integrity so that we can actually have cultural and economic growth. If our Republican brothers and our Democratic brothers fought for Black men the same way you're fighting for your political parties, we would change overnight. Now, everybody knows that this is a damn fact. There's nobody on either side that can negate that fact. White people know that's the truth. Brown people know that's the truth. Yellow, all colors of people know that's the truth. That if Black people fought harder for Black people and represented each other and didn't be like, oh man, you too radical, I can't stand next to you, or you not safe enough, or you say this, or you say that. If we really stood by each other, and where we said the thing that we have that we're going to place above all those things is our cultural and economic growth, because we're operating as a collective thought tank or collective think tank, then we win overnight. Then the things that we ask and the reasons why we utilize our platforms would change, because then we would actually become less dependent upon the system, dependent upon ourselves. And the only time we needed the system is when we were so organized that we had demands, and we will go to them and negotiate based on those demands from our collective organization. Now, so here's the thing. So the way that we do that, and there's multiple ways, and I've studied multiple blueprints. There's a presentation of codes. There are silent organizations that are formed, right? That people decide to have a membership within. When I say membership, I'm not talking like, some club, right? I'm talking about a membership to where you adhere to the same values and code of ethics that you decide to be a part of, and you decide to utilize your power, influence, and resources towards. And it never has to be one person. It's about a collective group that then votes upon within their own governing body upon how they're going to utilize their collective resources, power, and influence. One of the things that our ancestors were not able to do completely is ever come together at one table and form one organization amongst each other. We've had different points of agreement throughout time where we said we should work with government. Some people said let's work without the government, right? And then some people believe that you should do both. So there's never ever been a point of agreement in the last 100 years as far as the whole black community making a decision upon what's the best way to move forward. But as we can study history, we know and we've seen organizations being built up to where they infiltrate, right? And then they execute. And behind that scenes, there's an agenda. So being able to look at success blueprints and study history for the last, since I would say the early 1900s, then we can successfully decide what those routes are. Now, I'm saying some of these things publicly, but behind the scenes and silently, that's what the movement is. Because we know that a lot of the times we actually don't want to be a part of these things. It's just this all we have. So we latch on to the thing that is closest to power. But it nowhere near resembles real power. Because what we have is influence, which is soft power, asking, but other communities have force, real power, where they have the ability to then enforce their position, enforce their political power. And I dare say that is the biggest difference between the black and Jewish community is influence versus force. So once we learn how to utilize both influence and force, we become a integral culture, and then we become powerful because then we have the ability to not only build but protect what we build. You also have to think about how we have so much void and so much lack of that we are looking for inspiration in the government.